It's gonna be hell. Okay. Alright. Alright, so the basic rules. You got the first 12 doctors against every licensed killer. And from you got every doctor from Doctor Who, every licensed killer from Dead by Daylight. You're gonna pit them together in a fucking 1v1. Nobody's going to make sense of this but you and I. This is gonna be perfect.
Yeah. Even normal Who fans, I feel like some of our logic's gonna be flawed.
Most likely, but you know what? It's fine. So basically, the premise of this, each doctor is given basically a day to prepare, I guess, to do whatever they need to do. Equipped with their
I would
normal
say,
bullshit, and whoever wins is whoever
no,
ends up dead.
I don't even make the preparation time 1 hour.
They get an hour.
Even,
Yeah, like the doctor gets an hour as usual because he doesn't usually get that much time.
yeah,
Doctors typically thrust it into random shit. This is
yeah, so it makes sense for more of an hour.
also winning does not mean he has to actually kill them. It could mean simply incapacitating or just be ridding of them. Because there's some
Like
killers that
Cenobite.
like Cenobite, he could just straight up just solve and get fucked. But yeah, this makes sense. This makes so much sense. All right. Okay. All right. We're gonna start with Hartnell. We're gonna start with the first doctor. All right, buddy. How far are we
Oh,
going down here?
okay. We're starting off with Freddy.
I mean, I feel like the first doctor is not gonna go far.
Yeah, not really.
Freddy, I think he could solve simply just because he could very easily figure out where his source of power is coming from and deal with it. The hard part would be actually dealing with it.
Yeah, and actually get him in the real world.
Well, I meant more of defeating him physically because it's Hartnell.
That is true as well. Should we also allow the Doctor to have one companion? Or do you think that's too much?
Like one of their companions.
Yeah.
I guess the only one that would really be well for Hartnell though is Ian. I mean, Ian
Hmm.
does take quite a few beatings in the show. He actually was kind of seen as the stereotypical manly man trope, trying to be like the hero of the day, but at the same time, it's Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, but at the same time, the Doctor probably figure out he'd be able to take him in the world. Just them defeating him after taking him in the world is the hard part.
Yeah, no, the easy part is figuring out where his source of power comes from and how to defeat it. The hard part is actually defeating it.
Yeah.
Even with the help of Ian, I don't really. I really. I can't see Hartnell having much of a chance here.
Yeah, I'd say that goes to Freddy.
Yeah. I'd say it goes to Frederick Charles Kroger.
It's Ghostface.
I feel like Ghostface would be an easy. I feel like Cardinal could very
Yeah.
easily just set up a trap, set up something for Ghostface, because he's just a dude.
And later on, and all the way to third, he has combat experience, so he should be decent at dealing with these people already.
I mean, yeah, I feel like Cardinal's huge issue is just again his physical stability. It's or lack thereof. Like
Yeah.
Hartnell's very old and very frail. I can't see Hartnell doing much. Even, I mean, if he was with Ian, I feel like Hartnell would be fine. Cause like,
I,
isn't most of the people that play Ghostface like stupid as fuck? Like I don't remember.
I think it's just because of the scary movie. The scary movie plays him like that.
Yeah, but so like, I mean, is he actually kind of the intelligent type?
Yeah, he's pretty intelligent. He's gone away with a lot of murder and literally brags about it in the news.
Hmm. Um, I
I'd say the doctor.
honestly, I don't know. What are your
The, doc, the doctor would. The first doctor would be able to figure out who he is probably instantly, but I don't know if he'd probably be able to lead him into a trap once he figures them out. And that's about it. I don't know if he would be able to win. If it was like a 1v1 situation where they put him up, Ghostface would probably be able to overpower the first Doctor.
Ghostface?
Yeah, I guess.
I guess here's a quick question to just kind of make this quicker. Can we imagine anyone that Hartnell can get rid of, incapacitate, or kill? Like, let's be real here for a second.
Hmm.
I feel like Amanda, because not only even if it was a proper jigsaw trap, Hartnell would be easy to figure it out. But Amanda's traps were actually very sloppy and were very easy to figure out because she was just trying to mimic Jigsaw's traps. I think
Yeah.
I think Hartnell might have Amanda.
Yeah. The only thing with that is Amanda at a certain point in her story just starts straight up killing everybody.
Yeah, but she's very temperamental and very emotional. I like, and again, if we do go by the whole companion rule with Ian, I feel like Hartnell's got it. Is going to be fine with Pig.
Yeah.
Bubba is just way too strong. He is stupid as hell, but Chainsaw again. Hartnell's not going to get close at all.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Hunk's kind of similar, except he's actually highly intelligent. Ghostface is highly intelligent. He just doesn't have much of the equipment. Hunk's got the equipment.
Yeah, Hunk's got the experience and the equipment.
Sadako? I mean, it's kind of like Freddy, except there's not really much of a threat per se. I feel like I kind of forgot in the Ring films how you kind of quote unquote defeat her.
I'm pretty sure you have to give her body a burial. That's how you defeat her.
I
Like,
feel
in
like
peace.
I feel like Hartnell would have that in the bag.
Yeah, I would say that too. Let's give it to Hartnell.
Demogorgon, I'm gonna be honest. It's just a ravaged animal. Hartnell's not spry enough.
Yeah. The only thing I could see is him making a trap, and that's about it. Because Demogorgon is still hive mind and can be smart, but at the same time is still monster-like and would probably fall for the trap.
I'm just gonna quickly, just kind of. These three are kind of like. Oh, hang on. There is a motherfucker we're missing. Just realized. This motherfucker.
Oh, Michael.
Hello, Mr. Myers. The other bitch that's gonna be a thorn in the doctor's side. Also, another killer. I'm just gonna. I cannot see this going well for Hartnell with Myers.
Yeah, even with the 1 hour preparation time, I still feel like Hartnell wouldn't be able to do much.
It's Myers. I feel like both Cenobites are kind of screwed. I feel like all of the doctors would be able to just quickly solve the lament configuration.
Yeah. And even the further ones can just get rid of Cenobite and banish them back to their dimension without the lament configuration.
The Crypt TV fuckers. You know more about them than I do, so your thoughts.
The Mario is kind of like Demogorgon, so I think I'll really give it to him. But then again, the Mario is more like a mindless monster because it's just a human transformed into a monster from eating human flesh.
I mean, that's fair, but like, escaping and fleeing doesn't count as killing and or incapacitating. And with Hartnell's frailty,
he has to get rid of it or just incapacitate it or kill it.
Yeah, and even with Ian, can't see that going well.
Yeah.
The look-see?
Oh, it's a little hard. I don't know how that one would go. What would the Doctor hold dear? Like,
I think that's kind of half the point of this character is we don't know.
Yeah. I guess the closest thing, since it's Hartnell, maybe Susan. Maybe something like a picture of Susan, something like that.
I feel like Hartnell would be able to, in all honesty. Hartnell still has a bit of the cynicism that many of the doctors don't have for a while.
Yeah, I think Hartnell would win that one. I hope Hartnell wins.
Right, so in total, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5. All right. So also, in case you didn't notice, I'm gonna color code them, the doctors. So
No.
we're color coding them.
Oh.
Will this probably get a little confusing? Most likely. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll live with it.
At least they'll it'll be a little bit easier to kind of track how many points each doctor has.
Yes. All right. Here's Trouton. All right. Um, I guess so. For Trouton's companion would be Jamie, obviously,
Yep.
and he actually has the upper hand there. Jamie is rather stupid, but he's a Scotsman, and he is a warrior. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he actually does have a sword or a javelin, one of the two.
I'm
So
pretty sure that I've never seen a clip of him just
yeah,
running in the field.
that's actually in the end, yeah. But I'm pretty sure he carries it with him at some point. But yeah, the second Doctor and Jamie. Um, hmm.
I don't. I feel like.
I feel like Freddy and Ghostface are kind of screwed.
Yeah. Jamie has the combative abilities to
Jamie
them.
would be able to take both of them.
Yeah.
And Trouton's got the
They're all-
intelligence of Hartnell, but not the frailty.
Yeah. So they just.
Yeah, I think Ghostface and Freddy are in the bag. Bubba's
Yeah.
tricky. Bubba's stupid as dumber than a bag of rocks, but he's incredibly large, strong, and the chainsaw is a bit of a problem.
Yeah. Not just more athletic, and he also has Jamie this time. Jamie's pretty.
If I were to think about it, I mean, if Trouton was able to trap and re-enclose the Cybermen, I feel like Bubba would be a little easy to just lock in a room and
Yeah, and Tron will be able to take more advantage of his 1 hour time.
yeah, and I think Jamie would. I don't think Jamie's enough to overpower him, but he'd definitely be enough to just keep him at bay. And again, the whole idea of leading Bubba into like a trap, like just locking him up somewhere, I think would be actually very easy.
Yeah.
I
So
think,
Tron again.
yeah, and kind of the same deal with Pig. I feel like Trout would not only be able to solve Pig's traps, but more so just what's it called? Kind of just negate them. I feel like Troutman would just find a loophole in the trap and very easily just get out of it. We wouldn't even really solve
Yeah.
it properly.
Yeah, and it doesn't. I forgot. Yeah, Tron should also have a light. His well, not light pen. A first sonic screwdriver.
Yeah, but it's a very primitive one, to be perfectly honest. We don't know
That
if
is.
it. I mean, I would at least assume that it's a very primitive one. So who knows what it isn't capable of, but still, it's very primitive.
Yeah,
But
especially since he
even.
overloads.
Oh, yeah, even. Literally unscrews and screws a screw.
Yeah.
But even without that, I think Trown would seriously just find the problem or the loophole in the trap and not even solve it. He'd just get out. And
Yeah,
Jamie's
must.
definitely enough brawn to overpower the pig.
Yeah. So I'll give that to Tron as well.
Hunk might be a little trickier. He's got the strength and the efficiency to overpower Jamie, and he
Yeah.
might be smart enough to not fall for a trap
Hmm.
per se.
Hey, and he's also survived bioweapons, and he's like a main operative of Umbrella, which is.
Yeah, I feel like Hunk might have this one. Give this one to Hunk.
Hunter's not yet at his area where of being
Yeah.
able to take one like that.
Sadako, I feel like Sadako might be the bottom of the barrel killer here. Like I think Sadako would be like very easy for the Doctor to solve, like both properly and improperly. I'm sure there's a few doctors that'd be able to solve her in a different way,
Yeah.
but like
Specific,
at least
specific.
most of the classic doctors would be able to just solve her fucking thing.
I feel like one of the challenging doctors for Sadako would be challenging too. Is probably Seven because of how dark Seven is.
Yeah,
You want to?
we'll get there. That'll be fun. Demogorgon, another toughie. It's kind of a Bubba situation, but I think Demogorgon's a little bit smarter.
Yeah, and also Jamie wouldn't really be able to overpower
No,
Demogorgon.
yeah, Demogorgon would definitely overpower Jamie, and the Demogorgon is a little bit smarter than Bubba. Not to mention his portals, it might be very hard to actually encapsulate the Demogorgon.
Yeah, easily just travel back to the upside down. I don't think the Doctor would have all the smarts enough. Well, not at the.
Yeah, not to
He wouldn't
mention, I
be
think to
like.
consider the whole 1 hour research thing, the classic Doctors are actually very screwed because, especially the first three Doctors, there's very little in the TARDIS databanks.
Yeah, he hasn't. He hasn't really done much to the TARDIS, and hasn't really. He doesn't know mo- the amount of knowledge of the TARDIS like the future Doctors do.
Michael, I'm just gonna, uh, I mean, Nemesis, again, just way too strong, very easily overpower them. Maybe.
Hmm.
I mean, what do you think?
This is very. It's
Even
only.
if he somehow got enclosed, the Nemesis is strong enough to break out of it.
Yeah. Only thing about Nemesis is, let's just in this scenario, he's not built for stars members. He was made for just removing entities,
Yeah.
and he would still have that intelligence to play this food. That's the only thing that's
Yeah, but
Nemesis.
like at the same time, I can't see Doctor Troutman and Jamie killing him, and I can't really see them successfully incapacitating or trapping him because he's just strong enough to break out of it.
Yeah, and it's still the second incarnation, which means he doesn't really have much
Yeah.
to do.
Um, Wesker I think is also kind of just an easy dub.
Yeah.
I don't think the Doctor's got
So,
much on that one.
no, yeah, the only thing I'd say the Doctor still has is he's still probably smarter than Wesker.
I feel like yeah, every Doctor's smarter than Wesker, but that's just because it's the Doctor. But
Yeah.
Pyramid Head. I mean, yeah. I just, uh,
That's the easy one.
I think the Marauders kind of similar to Demo, but it
Yeah,
is a worse version. So maybe be like a similar situation to Bubba, where he could actually like trap it.
yeah, I can say he can do that.
Lament the two Cenobites. Yeah, pretty also easy dub. Um, I mean easy for the Doctor, but the Looksee for Troughton.
Hmm. I don't. I don't know the Doctor. Well, he's smart enough to know what he wants.
I
That's
guess
not.
the one thing to give up for Troughton, I guess if we really want to be easy, would be his companions and his freedom, which he already was forced to give up.
Yeah, because he got forced to regenerate into the third Doctor.
So I guess that's a win for the Doctor. He'd be able to solve it. Wouldn't really enjoy doing
So
it.
it would just be really hard to actually go through with it.
I'm sure there's a few Doctors that would probably die to Looksee because they wouldn't be willing to, but we'll get there.
Yeah. I don't know why in my mind I thought of his recorder. His.
Gives up the recorder, you'll fucking die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 9. Okay. Got 4 more than your first counterpart.
Defeated most of them.
Nice. Okay. Um.
I I feel like for third Doctor, he doesn't really need a companion to take out most of these.
Not to mention the companion actually wouldn't help. All of his companions are female, and not the combat type, except for the Brigadier. Actually, the Brigadier does become a companion for John Pertwee.
Actually, yeah, but do we count him? Do we count the Brigadier?
You tell me. It's your choice.
Yeah, he did become a companion at one time, so I guess we can
Oh
count
no, it
him.
wasn't just one time. The Brigadier went on many adventures with Pertwee. Just Pertwee though. Just Pertwee for whatever reason. The
Yeah.
Brigadier was actually considered a companion for a little bit.
All I remember of the Brigadier is he does return, but he's dead. He
Yeah,
became he got turned into a Cyberman.
that's always fun.
Well,
All right, Pertwee's time. Feel like even up to Hunk, he's fine.
yeah, he wins all.
At this point, Pertwee will have enough intelligence to deal with even Hunk, and not to mention he is pretty. He knows martial arts. and
Yeah,
he's
third doctor is when he starts learning more combative.
there's a reason why this doctor's seen as the James Bond doctor. So, yeah.
He's more action paced and knows how
Um,
to fight.
a killer that might screw him over is Demo though. Demo might be a little much. Maybe.
Yeah,
Um, isn't
he has his
isn't when
faults.
John Pertwee's there when the Sontarans also actually are first introduced? I'm pretty sure. That's when the
If they
Sontarans are
were,
first introduced. So
he might have a chance. But then again, Centaurans are like a weird warrior cloning race. It's kind of weird.
yeah,
Would, would would you put them similar to Demigorgon? Not really, because they're not really a hive mind. But at the
yeah.
same time, they're very honorable. But
What's the
also they're
closest to
very
a hive mind? Cybermen or
actually yeah,
Dalek?
Cybermen.
Yeah,
Cybermen,
Cybermen.
because Daleks kind of sometimes have their own train of thought.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, has any doctor actually killed a Dalek?
A couple times.
Hmm.
I've seen it happen a lot,
I
especially in Modern Who, where he just uses a sonic screwdriver to blow up a Dalek.
I forgot they can do that. Sonic screwdrivers these days be wild and but judging that it's John Pertwee's third Doctor, Sonic Screwdriver, I don't know. Actually, no, wait. He does use the detonate several landmines. Maybe.
It has some more capabilities than the original model.
I feel like Pertwee could handle a Demogorgon.
Yeah,
I feel like he
it's
would
not.
have enough tactical prowess and enough like combat foresight. He'd be able to see what the demo's going up or wants to. He'd be able to see what he's going up against. I'm not saying that Pertwee would go head to toe with a Demogorgon. I,
Yeah, no,
but
he's gonna die.
he's experienced enough in combat and in hand to hand martial arts that I feel like he'd be able to catch on to what the demo wants to do and would be able to stop that.
I feel like the only one question though, would the doctor be able to figure out his weakness?
What is the demo's weakness? I've never watched the show.
Fire.
uh,
Demo are weak to fire.
I feel like Pertwee's when they starts getting intelligent enough. Besides, Pertwee's era is when they start to get more information into the TARDIS databanks. Not a lot, but way more than the first two at least.
Yeah.
I stand that Pertwee would stand head to toe against a demo.
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
Barely.
Especially since
I don't think it'd be a very easy fight, but I think he could do it.
yeah.
Myers, I just look, man. Myers a whole new level. Nemesis, look, if Pertwee could just barely go up against the demo, I don't think Nemesis is gonna be very possible for the Doctor.
He has more of a chance of eliminating Nemesis or incapacitating him than the Sons. But the only thing with it is I don't think he can. He can definitely survive enough because of the Nemesis' one weakness of.
Yeah, his intelligence is a weakness. It's just that his regrowing state. So, and I don't know if Pertwee has that power to really stop that.
Yeah. I'd say Nemesis would win this one. Nemesis would probably eventually go bored of playing with his food and just.
What Wesker? Doctor's way more intelligent. John Pertwee is spry. He is actually very spry for his age, but I'm pretty sure Albert Wesker's a little more agile. Um,
Well, Albert Wesker is kind of way faster than the Doctor. Let's just say that.
yeah, but I meant but even Pertwee's actually very spry, but still Wesker's got that. I f-
I will say, one thing
Especially with
I'll give
Wesker's tentacles too, weird fucking things.
the Ouroboros.
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
I was just my only thing with them is I feel like Wesker win, especially since the Doctor hasn't really had any war experience, and the Doctor
Yeah,
wouldn't he wouldn't be as good as Chris, at least not at this point.
no. Pyramid Head. I mean, yeah, I don't think Pertwee's gotten up to facing a god yet.
Yeah, no.
Moroder, it's just a little weaker Demogorgon. I think Pertwee's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Cenobites, again, feel like it's perfectly fine. And the look-see?
Would he? Actually, what does the third
Again,
one do?
it's very difficult to like judge because we don't really know something like that about the Doctor. If we really had to guess for Pertwee, I would personally say that's honestly very difficult. Again, you could probably honestly maybe argue his freedom because Pertwee was still in exile for quite some time. You could
Yeah.
possibly argue his companions. I don't. Pertwee's a lot more
Well, okay.
selfless than Hartnell.
Yeah. The question is, did any of John Pertwee's companions die? I'm trying to remember.
No, Pertwee's companions were not much. There's a lot of female characters kind of running around asking questions.
Okay.
Pertwee was that era of companions.
Okay. So no. I'll.
I feel like Doctor's fine maybe.
Yeah, I don't think they would even meet. He's not doesn't seem like he has
Yeah.
much to offer.
One,
Maybe
two,
the TARDIS after we gained it. That's pretty much it. I can. That's pretty much all I can think of.
11. All right. You're gradually getting better. All right. Time for the good old Baker boy. All right. Just
I love
picking
you, Sky.
picking random colors. All right, Baker. You're gonna be a little bit more expert on me than this. So obviously the first four. I feel like these four are fine. Also, if Baker's companion is canine, I feel like we've already got a problem.
Yeah. Okay. So it depends on who we're gonna give him. You can give him Canine, or also give him Sarah Jane Smith.
You tell me. I don't know jack shit about the Baker's companions. Tom's at least.
Hmm.
You pick. You got to pick one.
Because so I can't. The thing is, I know I can't choose two, but technically they were both. He was kind of made.
Well, yeah, no.
Everyone,
I mean, you gotta pick only one though.
yeah. Canine has the abilities pretty. Um,
Isn't
the ability
canine just like
is
a souped-up sonic screwdriver?
he kind of is. He also got his own spin-off series.
That's I did not know that.
He actually technically has two spin-off series because he's in Sarah Jane Adventures as well.
That is very funny. Anyway, does Baker get a companion? Yes or no?
Okay, I'll give him Canine. Let's just give him Canine.
Give him the canine. Okay. That being said, I feel like the first four again might be an easy win for Baker.
Yeah,
First four.
Baker's still.
He's also
He's
got
still.
the ability of being a little younger than Pertwee, so he might be a little more spry. Still in his 40s, I think. 50s, I think.
Yeah, he still has combat knowledge because he still beats up. He
Not to
still
mention,
has.
Baker is very deranged.
That is true.
Just to put it bluntly, Baker's deranged as hell. Like, I don't know. But then again, I don't really think Baker goes into many of like the combat situations that Pertwee does. Does he?
Yeah, Don Baker has actually gone into combat situations before, and he's
Hmm.
he has. I think I don't remember which one it was. I think it was an episode where he took down three people at once.
Hmm.
I don't remember if it was John Pertwee or Tom Baker though. That's the only thing.
All right. Well, you tell me. Hunk. How's that gonna go?
Hmm. Well, he still has the experience from John Pertwee, and he's a
Hmm.
little bit younger, so I'd say I
But
can give
is
him.
he as like tactically smart as Pertwee?
I'll say John Pertwee is a more battle kind of ready mind
Yeah.
than
Would Baker be ready for a hunk?
probably. He has canine. If you remember, he has
Oh
canine.
yeah. Alright, so I feel like Hunk and Sadako are also easy to get rid of as well.
Yeah. He
Um
may not have the ability to, but you probably figure out how to dispel the curse of Sadako.
yeah. Now to demo.
Hmm.
Um I don't
Canine can't really do. He's
I think what gave Pertwee the edge is that he was specifically a very combat-oriented doctor. I mean, he wasn't running around killing people left and right, but he knew what to do in those kind of situations. There's not many other doctors that had that kind of mindset. Even if they have the knowledge, they aren't really ready to use it immediately. I don't really know if Baker's one of those.
He wasn't really a combat doctor. The only one I can kind of say, like, War Doctor and Forward are kind of battle-ready doctors.
Yeah, like many of the classic doctors aren't battle ready. They may have even if they have the knowledge, most of them aren't ready to immediately use it. Even if it's just as simple as just like defending themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't think Baker has the mentality to really face a demo. Then again, if he was given an hour to prepare, like, yeah. Imagine if, like, Baker was given an hour to psych himself up with K9.
Yeah, K9 will probably be able to help him a lot. K9's just kind of...
And now is when we get into the era when the sonic screwdriver is being used for almost anything to get the Doctor out of a sticky situation. Thank you, 1980s directors. I think Baker would... if he was given an hour to psych himself up, to think about it, and if it was with K9, I think Baker would just barely incapacitate or defeat a Demogorgon, but it would be, like, on the skin of his teeth.
Yeah.
Pertwee has a little more to stand on, but not Baker.
Yeah, I can give you that one. Also, I just realized I could have gave him another companion, because I forgot her name, but he also had a Time Lord companion. Oh, we already chose K9, so we're just gonna go with that.
Michael Myers. Look, man, we're not gonna get to a doctor that can handle Myers for a little bit.
Yeah, probably the closest is probably 7.
We'll get to that one. Nemesis. I really don't think Nemesis is gonna be able to be defeated. I don't know. Like, the problem is that, again, the Doctor at the end of the day is still human. Nemesis can very easily just rip him apart, but then again, the whole play with your food type deal.
I feel like this time... No. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna still give it to Nemesis, but once we get to Future Doctors, I know that they will be able to.
Yeah.
Easily.
It's just, we're still in the classic era. The Doctor's not very well equipped still.
Yeah.
Wesker?
Wesker just has the extra speed and stuff like that. I don't know if the Doctor will do it.
True, but K9. And I don't know. There's something about Tom Baker's derangedy. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen much of Baker in action, honestly, but, like, I could imagine Baker to be the kind of person to pull off some sort of weird fucking move on Wesker. I don't know.
Yeah. Honestly, one weakness that Wesker kind of has is his reliance on the virus that the Ouroboros virus, the virus.
Yes. Which I feel like Baker might be able to do something about that. Baker's this is when we started to get into the very more intelligent doctors. I feel like Baker might be fine, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be able to reverse engineer it, because he did. He's the doctor that was holding 2 wires together, about to eliminate all the Daleks.
Yeah, I remember that. That's a fun scene. Yeah, I don't know how we pull it off, but I think he can pull it off. Pyramid Head, similar to Michael, we're just not there yet. We're just... I mean, well...
Really hard one.
So here's the deal, right? Pyramid's kind of like the look-see. But he kind of, he's more relying on judging you, on your past, and what you've done. Many of the classic doctors, like, I would say up unto, like, once we get past 4th Doctor, that's when we have doctors that will actually have something that Pyramid Head can mess with. But the first 4 doctors, I don't think there's enough for Pyramid Head to really go off of.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, being... Because the thing is, like, Pyramid Head can just outright kill these 4, because not only are these 4 not really strong enough to face this kind of god, they don't have that kind of trauma just yet or anything to really fight back with. Kind of like how James did.
Okay, every war doctor, or specifically like six or seven, or
I feel like when we get to fifth and above, which I'll explain why fifth in a minute, but once we get to fifth and above is when the Doctor might have a chance against Pyramid Head, because they don't have to outright kill him, because that's just killing a god, which not many of them can do. But another way of defeating him or incapacitating is by uh, repenting and basically forgiving your judge of your worst sins and guilts, which the first
yeah,
four Doctors just don't really have.
yeah, not yet.
So I feel like this is also, and if they don't have that, Pyramid Head can very fucking kill them. So,
Yeah, and they really
Mordio, it's just a
also
what's up?
also at that point they really haven't fought gods as much.
Yeah, Mordio is just an easier demo. I can't really see that going well for them.
Yeah.
And the Cenobites, yeah, again, just yeah.
Cenobites
um,
probably just the most Doctor Who villain they can get, so they probably.
honestly, the look see. I mean, Tom Baker has to give up the scarf. Well, I guess Tom's dead.
No, he has to give up Jelly Babies. You know he won't give up that.
The thing is, like, let's just say something they had to give up as a companion. Baker actually does have a bit of cynicism, kind of like Hartnell, but I think it's more narcissism. Like, I don't. Baker literally never had more than one companion in the TARDIS, to my knowledge. More than one or two companions. Like, he would
Yeah,
definitely not allow the family TARDIS that Davison allowed.
yeah, and we've been counting K9. K9 was just with all the companions.
Yeah, that being and but like that being said, the problem with Looksee is just there's not much to get off of this version of the Doctor. We need to go into more modern Doctors for the Looksee to have anything.
Yeah,
So, feel like Fourth Doctor's gonna be fine.
yeah, he should vote me.
One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah, 11. Oh, 12. Forgot Wesker. 12. You are one higher than your predecessor.
I'm gonna be right back real quick.
No, you will not. God damn it. Daniel, I'm gonna hurt you. Let's make sure this is actually working. Oh, it still is. Quite impressed. This video is gonna be so fucking stupid. We're at 38 minutes. Beautiful. That's perfect. That is perfect. All right.
am back. Now where were we?
Among Us. Among Us sus ball anyway. Okay.
Oh, every time I hear that. Ow.
Among Us sussy ball. Alright, we're at Davison. We're at Davison. Okay, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be interesting. So, alright. So, I'm quite familiar with Davison. The problem is none of his companions can help. Like, Davison's companions, you got Adric, who's a kid. There are 3 girl companions, none of which do much. And that's it. That's all Davison had.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no, wait, I think... I'm pretty sure... he had a cyborg companion at some point.
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot about that guy.
I'm pretty sure he was only a companion for like 2 stories, but it was a companion.
Wasn't his name Chameleon? Wasn't it Chameleon or something like that?
Peter Davison. Chameleon. Yeah, Chameleon. I'm pretty sure his entire gimmick was that he was able to blend in and shapeshift to a degree.
Yeah.
However, this thing was actually very vulnerable. This was not a very strong... Like, these were like a really weak species, so... David's kind of on his own, honestly, in terms of companion. None of them are really gonna help. Alright, so we got Davison. In my opinion... Oh, God. In my opinion, the first 2, it's fine enough. These 2. Like, because... So, Davison is actually... Well, up until Matt Smith, Davison was the youngest Doctor. So that being said, I'm pretty sure David's got enough, like, strength to take on, say, Ghostface on his own. Simply because, while yes, Ghostface is intelligent per se, he's also stupid, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which might be more of the scary movies, but still, Ghostface is still just a regular dude with a knife. I feel like Davison actually has a chance against Ghostface as well. Like, on his own.
Yeah. Not for okay, ignoring all of the scary movies because he should still win.
Not to mention, I'm pretty sure I mean, I never really got to watch Davison, god damn it, but I do remember Davison actually was confrontational quite a few times. Wasn't often, but he was more confrontational than Baker.
Yeah.
Bubba is one, however, that I'm not sure on.
Yeah, he doesn't really. None of his companions really help him.
And Davison, I don't think, is strong enough to really overpower Bubba. And now, in terms of outsmarting him, it's a little tricky. Davis, like, kind of one of the points of Davison's Doctor was actually kind of showing that the Doctor, even in his best efforts, doesn't always win. I feel like this is one of those scenarios.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see.
I feel like Bubba will have this just because chainsaw and strength. And I don't like David's still smart, Davison, but like at the same time he was a little more like gullible per se. He really was a little more relying on the faith of people to a degree. It's not like it's not like that was his whole character, but that was a part to play in him.
Yeah, the only thing I could say is we have to give him one thing. He still has a sonic screwdriver, and his sonic screwdriver.
No, he does not. No, he does not. It breaks literally in the first story. It is completely destroyed in the first story, and he never gets it again.
Oh yeah, that's what happened. It wasn't in any places they have a weird kind of knockoff.
No. No, he never get. No, Davison, they got rid of the screwdriver because they were tired of it getting him out of so many situations. Davison had nothing. He literally did not have a single piece of tech.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's screwed. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I get for not watching too much of Davison.
You need to. He's great. Pig, again, kind of like Trout, and I think Davison to be able to just kind of... Davison was like very aware of his surroundings. Davison had a very keen eye, and he was very Davison was surprisingly crafty. Like you know the joke in Time Crash of David Tennant going, "Look at me, I'm the doctor. I can fix the universe with a string, a kettle, and a paperclip." I mean, yeah, that's a joke, but Davison really was able to do a lot with his hands. Davison could very easily figure out what made the like say the reverse bear trap tick and just get it off of him. Like he
Yeah.
wouldn't need to unlock it and like play the game, play a little like puzzle. He could just very easily get out.
Yeah.
So I think
Anyways,
Davison's fine against Pig.
he gets out, and he also has the ability and knowledge to just
Overpower
overpower
her.
Pig easily.
Hunk, I don't think Davison's. I mean, Davison is a lot more stronger. He's also, honestly, out of all the classic doctors, Davison's the most spry out of them all. Because literally, like you know how David Tennant's constantly running around scene to scene, constantly bouncing around. Yeah, that was Davison. Davison literally, like if you ever watch an episode of Davison, find one scene where he doesn't deliver a line like grasping for breath. That was literally like Davison was constantly moving around. But at the
Yeah,
same time, he doesn't have a piece of tech to help him against Hunk.
but then again, he still has some combat knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird because like you don't think of Davison being that kind of combat oriented, but I honestly feel like he was. He was quite confrontational. When he wanted to be. Then
Yeah,
again, he was
I
also
think.
kind of temperamental. He did get flustered and frustrated quite a lot. I remember. Um,
Hmm, this one's kind of hard. I think we can probably give it to Davison.
yeah, we'll give it to Davison.
He has the ability. He he knows his thing. He knows his way around a lot of things.
Yeah, Sadako. Hmm.
Oh, it's gonna be hard.
Cause like I mean, with Sad, I mean, the thing is like Sadako is honestly like Sadako and the Cenobites are so easy to just figure out and get rid of. They're not even that difficult to overpower. You can't overpower Sadako unless you literally know how to defeat a god, which we'll get there eventually. But and the Cenobites kind of a similar deal. So I feel
Yeah,
like again, just Davison's fine.
yeah, and also the Doctor at this point is pretty. Has a he's full of mercy. Full of mercy. Jeez, I can't speak today.
Oh, especially Davison, yes. Um,
So he'll be able to figure out Sadako's weakness really easily and give her the proper burial.
Demogorgon, I'm not even gonna, give it. Just I don't like Davison. I mean, he's very young and spry. He can maybe set up an elaborate trap. I don't know, like, and he's got the intelligence. He's a lot more younger. He's a lot more spry. He might be able to, by the skin of his teeth, dodge a couple of jabs from the demo. But could he really do anything?
Yeah, the only thing he kind of has is his TARDIS. That's literally his only piece of tech.
The TARDIS can't do shit, on all honesty. Like, okay,
Yeah, at this point,
so
I'll give you this one because at this point he really can't do anything with his TARDIS.
I mean,
He's good enough.
if we think, okay, so Pertwee and Baker had that tactical prowess. Baker had his deranged mentality. These are two doctors that could not necessarily go toe to toe per se, but they could pester him enough to either trap him or incapacitate him, kill him in some way. Now that's not directly.
Yeah.
Davison, he's a lot more spry than both. I'd honestly say he's about as confrontational as Tom Baker, which is less than Pertwee, but still, he has no piece of tech to help him. But he has a cricket bat. He goes Steve Harrington. Just does what Steve Harrington does. He does have a cricket bat.
And yeah, that's true. And the funny thing with Steve Harrington, even though he lost every other battle, he did win against Demogorgon, led him to the bear trap.
The thing is, like, so
So
if we think of like setting up a trap per se to incapacitate the Demogorgon or to kill him, I'm not I'm not sure if Davison would be able to see ahead for that. It's weird because despite the fact the Doctor's getting younger, there's still some incarnations that are just somehow smarter than the last one, or at least they seem like it.
Yeah.
Like in a weird way, I would honestly say that Pertwee is a little smarter than Davison, or just maybe not in pure raw intelligence, but in other aspects of intelligence.
It's kind of like their personality. Their personality kind of alters the way they think.
Yeah, which tends to be some of their problems. I'm not sure if Davison's gonna be okay. Where Pertwee I felt like would be able to get out with just a few scratches, Tom Baker barely gets out by the skin of his teeth. I don't think Davison has the mentality to do it. He's a very temperamental and flustered doctor a lot of the time. Like, he's very confrontational, but I just the sheer pressure of the demo, I'm not sure if that would be... I'm not sure if Davison would be able to handle that.
I think we can give this to Danny Gorgon.
Yeah, give it a demo. Michael, I'm just look, man, we're just gonna, Wesker. I mean, Nemesis. I'm just gonna honestly like, look, man, Nemesis.
It's no tech.
Yeah.
The other ones have.
Wesker. Yeah, no. Davison doesn't even have a companion to help out.
Yeah, even if it did, it wouldn't even help.
Okay, I think Davison could survive a Morio by the skin of his teeth, just barely.
Yeah. And the Morio doesn't have as much power as Demigorgon because it doesn't have control of the upside down. Well, not control of the upside down.
Yeah.
It has the ability to travel the upside down and stuff. So he probably would be able to win.
Now the look-see. Here's a kind of fun little thing to think about. So, something to give up. Davison had one thing. He had the... Okay, it wasn't done well because it was classic Who, but it was meant to be a very traumatic experience when Davison lost Adric. Adric blew up in a space station and died because the Doctor wasn't thinking ahead of time and left him there. I don't know if you know this or not, but that's what happened. Davison. It was the first time that a companion died. Like,
I just knew that he died. That's all I remember.
Yeah, no. So he died because the Doctor left him on a space station, and Adric ended up saving the Doctor by knocking his TARDIS out of a tractor beam from the Cybermen, and the space station blew up and killed him. And it wasn't played off very well because it's classic Who, but it was meant to be a very traumatizing experience for the Doctor. This is the first Doctor that actually has some guilt on his shoulder and some weight.
Yeah, but the thing is, does he have anything that he remembers Adric by?
It's weird because Adric was considered the most hated fucking companion. Like, literally, I don't even think this Doctor enjoyed him, but at the same time, he felt that remorse. In terms of something to give up, it would be something similar to the attachment of Adric. Something that I'm not very sure this emotional Doctor can do.
Yeah. I don't know if he would be able to. Probably won it, and Lexi would probably.
I mean, Davison literally dies by saving one of his companions, by giving her an antidote to a poison that he also suffered from. So I don't think Davison has the cynicism, narcissism, whatever, to release the baggage that he has.
Yeah, forget his mistake.
This will be the first fucking look-see win. Funny. Oh, forgot about Pyramid Head. See, it's a very similar case. It's just, again, not only is he not strong enough to fight a god, again, Peter Davison, I don't think would be ready to come to terms with...
Too soon. Too soon.
Kind of like, again, how James did. How he came to terms with his guilt and whatever. Davison's not there yet. Davison's not there. He's just not there yet.
Yeah. It's too soon in the Doctor's history for him to be fighting gods.
Or to be facing such baggage and guilt. We'll get to these guys later. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh boy. Buddy. You're doing worse than Trouton. We're supposed to be going forward, not backwards. And to be honest, this Doctor did kind of, bring in a whole new humanity and empathy. which is kind of the downfall against all these fuckers. Alright.
Now, the more anger, or the anger of the Doctor is resonating.
Yeah, a lot more emotion, which can often be a downfall. Alright. Second Baker. Colin Baker. I think Colin Baker's gonna be a lot better. Do a lot better. So, like, again, another thing is, I don't know if you know this, Colin Baker's also very confrontational. He was very, at least in later on in his show, he was quite confrontational, actually.
That one I do know, because I've seen a couple clips of him just...
He's also got a lot of the deranged personality of the first Baker. He's very narcissistic. Like, this is if we're going off of the show's interpretation of this Doctor, yes, he does have a heart. Yes, he does deep down care, but a very huge majority of him is a very narcissistic kind of cynicist Doctor.
Yeah. Also, isn't this the point where the Valiard was introduced?
Where the what?
The Valiard.
Valiard.
He's won the trial. Remember the trial with the 6
Oh, yeah.
It's said that the Valiard is the future incarnation of the Doctor who's given in to all.
Yeah, it's funny.
Valiard's weird though. They give him stories and stuff.
All right, let's just real quick go down the line and see the first killer that Colin can't really fight or face. In your opinion, just go down the list. Just pick the first one that you think Colin's gonna have some troubles with.
Probably Michael. I feel like you'll be able to easily do everyone behind Michael.
And there's not gonna be many that can defeat Michael. Demo, I think, Demo. He's got the intelligence, he's got the agility, he's got the technical prowess, and he's not very temperamental. He's not very emotional. I mean, he can be, but he's not. It's not part of his.
Most of his emotions are more in the anger and screaming.
Yeah, his selfless emotions are very repressed. They don't come out often.
Yeah.
This is a Doctor that actually might have. This is probably going to be one of the few classic Doctors to have a decent hand. Wesker, Nemesis. Fuck. Also kind of tricky. See, okay, here's the problem with actually this Doctor's intelligence. There's a lot of times where this Doctor thinks that he's doing something that's very intelligent, very ahead, like a step ahead. And it turns out to be a step backwards, because this Doctor is so cocky and so confident in his thoughts and his theories and his hypotheses and his solutions that they actually tend to backfire because it's not correct or it's just not right. Like, there have been many times where this Doctor has been fooled by his false sense of intelligence.
This is where the cockiness comes into play, but at this point, he's too cocky to realize that he's doing something stupid.
Wesker, though, I don't know. I think this might be a Doctor that could handle Wesker.
The only thing is technology-wise.
Colin does have a sonic lance. He doesn't use it much, but he uses it. It's a neutered sonic screwdriver.
That's where it came in. That's what I was thinking of for Davidson.
It's a neutered sonic screwdriver, and that's it. Colin Baker also didn't really get much of sonic use because at this point they were really not liking the sonic screwdriver because writers were just using it as a way to just get the Doctor out of sticky situations easily. So these Doctors didn't really get much to use of that. These guys really had to use more of their tactical prowess. That being said, though, I think Colin honestly has a chance. He's got pretty much everything that Baker had, the first Baker, but he's a little more agile and a little more adept in these kind of situations.
Yeah, the only question though, do you think he would be able to develop the virus with just the TARDIS? He probably, or like a countermeasure to the Ouroboros.
I think this Doctor simply can, just because, yes, sometimes he can kind of, be stupid and trying to be so intelligent, but at the same time, it's not like this Doctor's always wrong. See, the thing is with Colin, is he is smart, he's very intelligent. It's just that, again, his cockiness tends to misguide him. But that being said, and there have been many very stressful and like climactic situations where Colin is actually able to be very intelligent and very like skillful. And again, he's very like surprisingly like Colin in my opinion, Colin Baker is actually when the Doctor starts to get very more slowly starts to get more tactically adept and more combat sort of. There's a Doctor
really,
that's not just running and fleeing, and yeah, there's a Doctor that's getting a little more hands on.
yeah, which he started it, and then it shined in his next incarnation.
Yeah, where like
Like
third, fourth, and fifth, they just kind of had little like remnants of that. The Colin Baker's when it really started to shine. Really started, at least.
yeah,
I think Wesker. I think Colin Baker has Wesker.
yeah. And also, I feel honestly these two are kind of similar in many ways.
What Tom and Colin?
Well, yeah. Well, I was talking about Wesker and Colin Baker.
Oh,
They're very, and Wesker's more cocky because of intelligence, and
funny.
makes
Now Pyramid Head's a little interesting because if part of a way of defeating him is kind of the same way James did, because James didn't really defeat him like Cheryl defeated a god. He defeated him by solving his problems and his guilt and his sins, and not repenting them so much. He faced them.
yeah,
Colin has a lot of that. He's got a lot of that like regeneration PTSD. You're supposed to, at least. He's supposed to be a very traumatized doctor. This is a doctor that has a lot of baggage at this point, or at least enough for Pyramid Head to give him that option. And I think this might be the first doctor that can maybe not obviously defeat him in the sense of defeating a god, but be ridding a Pyramid Head through,
other means like how James did.
yeah, forgiving his sins, facing head on his sins, his guilts, his all that.
Which would be easier for the more classic doctors.
Not to mention, it is mentioned that this doctor does have a heart. This doctor is actually very selfless. He just has a hard way of showing it, and this doctor is actually shown to care in ways that like Davison and Tom Baker don't even care as much. This doctor does have a very deep and very passionate heart. It's just kind of hidden, which they of course not only retcon that in, but it is shown a couple times in the show, just not often.
Yeah, he has his own way of showing his
I think
kindness.
I think we could say that this was the first doctor that can actually be rid of Pyramid Head. Not outright
Yeah.
defeat, but it still counts.
Yeah. Oh god, the next doctor's gonna be.
Oh, listen, we're getting there. We're getting there. Don't worry about it. Mordio, yeah, it's just a weaker demo. Then the Cenobites, yeah, yeah. Luxie, kind of similar deal with Davison. He's got a bit something to give up.
Now the question is, will he give up? I feel like he probably could give it up, and probably would.
He has a lot more of a heart than Davison, but at the same time, I don't think his cockiness and narcissism would let him. It wouldn't let him not give it up. Like Davison would hold on to that and die with it. I don't think Colin Baker would do that, honestly. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure in the first story, he almost kills his companion by pretending to be innocent, and yeah, they end up sparing him. Like, he literally frames his companion in the first story and nearly gets her killed.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's a funny thing. So I think Colin Baker's fine.
Yeah, he could probably get rid of whatever it is.
3, 4,
The question
5,
is, before we do
6.
move on, what would he have to get rid of?
Carrot juice. The carrot juice. You have to give away the carrot juice. Give away carrot juice, you see.
Yeah, of course, it has to be the carrot juice.
Well, this is good. We went from 8 to 13.
It's slowly getting better and better.
13, that's an odd number. Why is that an odd number?
No, there's no 13th Doctor. Don't worry.
Never heard of that before. Alright. Alright, McCoy, it's your turn to, really show the doctors how it's done, I guess. Sure, why not?
The darkest Doctor is.
One of them, at least, yeah. Alright, we're gonna have some fun here. Let's just, I guess, yeah, everyone down to Michael is fine, is gonna be a piece of cake.
Another question is,
Well, okay,
would
actually, hang on, Demo. Thing is with Demo, or Colin, or fucking Sylvester McCoy, he's very, like, this dude would be able to perfectly set up a trap. It's just at the same time, McCoy is quite old, at least a little older. Actually, no, isn't McCoy still very agile? I haven't seen.
yeah,
McCoy does run around a lot.
yeah, he does.
Yeah, okay, demos fucked. I just to be honest, Sylvester McCoy's probably the least doctor I've seen. That and Matt Smith, but I still know of him, of course.
He's terrifying.
No, yeah, I know that part of him. It's just everything else. Here's the question, Michael.
This is this is kind of interesting.
So, in my
The thing,
opinion, I don't think McCoy has it because, like, the thing is with defeating Michael, it requires a huge amount of brute strength, kind of to the degree that Nemesis does. Something that I don't think any, but like maybe, like, you know, 10th and above can really succeed in doing. Michael Myers is just a powerful being. It's not something you can really defeat supernaturally. It's a physical thing.
yeah, but the only thing I have to say is technically McCoy, through the abusing and manipulating his companions, he did technically kill gods.
That is, yeah, that's fair. I'm aware of his power. It's just, I don't know. When you go up against Michael fucking Myers, I'm not sure if I don't know. It's difficult to gauge with McCoy. McCoy is such a weird case, honestly.
He's terrifying. He's deleted 2 dimensions from ever existing. He's killed gods. He's manipulated his companions to do some horrible crap.
Should we give this one to McCoy just for the hell of it?
Yeah, I feel it. McCoy is also the more calculating doctor. So I
Yeah,
feel like
this is when the doctor does get a little more calculated. Um, Nemesis. Again, the whole brute strength kind of deal. I don't care how smart you are, this bastard's gonna break through it and kill you. Kinda.
yeah. Playing for food though, if he played with Sylvester
Would
McCoy,
okay? Do you think McCoy would be able to take advantage of Nemesis playing with him?
I think he actually might have, but I need to remember a certain thing, and I don't remember if he's the one that did it. I There was a genocide that the doctor committed, but I don't remember if it was Sylvester McCoy that did it.
A genocide on what?
Organically or not organically, artificially created species. The doctor completely genocided them all.
Do you know if it was a classic doctor, like it was a classic doctor, or could it just be any of
I
them?
know, I know it was a classic doctor, but I don't know if it was Sylvester McCoy that did it. I don't remember if it was. If it was Sylvester McCoy, I feel like he would have the means to be able to take out Nemesis. Okay, and it wasn't the Daleks, I know that.
Oh, what the hell is this? This is a shit video. Anyway, who knows? Who knows? Who fucking knows? Should we give it to the doctor or no? Should we?
Just a stop.
All right, we'll give McCoy the win on Nemesis.
Yeah, the only doctor to win so far.
Wesker.
Not just very more calculating. But
I
at the same
feel like
time,
McCoy would be able to take advantage of Wesker's cockiness and overconfidence. He'd be able
Yeah,
he'd be able to play him right into a trap.
Yeah, that is true.
Cause like the whole gag of like Troutman, for example, being a goofball until it makes everyone to like lose their guard. That's something that McCoy like excels at.
Yeah, I would give it to McCoy. McCoy would probably win this.
Pyramid Head. If he defeated the whole god.
Yeah, I feel like in this case it's gonna be the opposite way of defeating Pyramid Head because McCoy has actually defeated a god.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
feel like he would have the means to be able to do it with Pyramid Head.
Wait, hang on. I just realized. Is, is McCoy the first Doctor to defeat all of these? Like, seriously, look.
Wait a second.
There's not one.
He might be. Wait, there is one he might not beat.
What?
I feel like Woodsy might be a little hard for Sylvester McCoy.
That's fair. What does he have to give up?
He doesn't really have to give up anything, and I don't think
Yeah.
he would probably actually wait. He would probably give up immediately because he doesn't really care about his companions. This doctor's manipulated them, literally had them kill themselves multiple times in a time loop.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Okay, honestly,
So
I think I'm going to give. I'm gonna give Michael one just because he is supernatural, but it's not like Pyramid Head where he's just supernatural. He's still physical.
yeah,
Michael is more. If Nemesis is seen as unstoppable, then who knows what the fuck Michael is? Okay, and Michael is highly intelligent, and it's like if Nemesis and a fucking dead like demigod had a little baby or some shit.
yeah, kind of. He's just the benefit.
I'd say
The man
if we give Sylvester McCoy Nemesis, Wesker, and Pyramid Head, I think Michael is still that Titan. That just
yeah, he is the manifestation of
pure
darkness
fucking evil. Yeah.
in a human body, basically. In
Um,
terms of that, yeah, I guess I can give it home. There's not really any way you can kind of
I
get rid of that.
I personally don't think it's not until we get to these four fuckers that Michael's gonna have something to fear.
Yeah,
All right, 14. Wow, so the max is 15. Okay, nice. Uh, Paul McGann's turn. This is going to be interesting.
yeah. I honestly, to be fair, I only know a little bit about the movie, and then I don't know much about his audiobooks.
I know a fair amount of him. He's hard to gauge though. I'd say one,
He's
two,
trying.
three. Also, his companions really aren't anything special, to be honest. Another doctor that
Yeah,
doesn't really have anything special on
this
companions.
one's gonna be. He might be even might be a little bit deteriorated because he's the doctor that kind of retired. He's like the TARDIS is like retiring kind of TARDIS.
Yeah, this is a much more calm and peaceful doctor. This is not a very
Yeah.
war focused doctor. This is not a very combat or tactical prowess doctor. We're kind of
Yeah.
returning back to the roots of Troughton and Hartnell. He's just not that old.
Yeah, he isn't really. This doctor didn't really venture. Well, he ventured a lot, and he's still doing a lot of ventures, but he still has this like kind of reading stuff from
Yeah.
his TARDIS, like retirement TARDIS, basically.
I'd say the first four we can easily give up to the doctor.
I think
Uh,
I think Freddy might actually be able to beat Paul again. He's a,
Freddy.
yeah, the thing is with his weakness is bringing him to the real world. And,
Oh
well,
yeah, and you're actually fighting him, and I'm not sure if McGann would be able to handle that.
yeah.
That's honestly fair. Look at you, Freddy. Look at you go, buddy.
In
Um,
two cases, I don't know. His companions aren't really the best companions.
by that logic, Bubba too. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think Ghostface he can maybe handle because like Freddy actually does have a small amount of supernatural strength even in the real world. He manages to throw Quentin clear across a room and make him hit a fucking wall, but Ghostface is just a guy with a knife.
Yeah.
Gotta
The
give
doctor usually.
gotta give the doctor some credit.
Yeah. Even in a retirement stage, I feel like he would still beat
Yeah.
Ghostface.
Bubba is just I don't know, man. I don't think Paul McGann's got it. See, he's smart, yes, but this is not a very agile or very spry doctor. I don't think he'd be quick enough for Bubba.
He's a lot more lazy. Instead of just
Yeah,
normal.
a lot lazy, just a little more chill back, I guess. Pig,
Yeah.
I think
And wait a second.
he does excel greatly in intelligence. I feel like Pig is fine, or I mean, Doctor's fine against Pig to just solve the trap.
Yeah. Pig is kind of just easy. Just do
Yeah.
all the doctors.
Yeah. Hunk. Honestly, I don't really think this is in Hunk. I don't really. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Sadako? E-
He'll
easy.
still.
Are we in easy mode again? I don't know.
I feel like he still at this point he would probably have he still has remorse, so he would probably be able to figure out.
Oh no, this doctor
Yeah,
has a ton of remorse. He literally fled throughout the galaxy and the universe just to try and evade a war that he knew he was gonna have to fight in one day. Like this
oh,
doctor's
yeah, and then he eventually gave up and
uh
like approached its
Demogorgon,
incarnation.
kind of similar to Bubba. I don't really think he's quick enough.
Yeah, also, no, actually, okay. Going back a bit,
Uh,
Sylvester McCoy versus Sonico.
oh, you want? Oh, what?
I want to rethink this. I think Sylvester McCoy still wins, but I'm just trying to rethink this. It wouldn't be by conventional means of stopping Sonico. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, do we
I
wanna?
don't.
Do we wanna? Trace back and remove a point?
No, I feel like Sylvester McCoy will still beat Sadako, but I don't know why my brain went back to him because I feel like he wouldn't be the doctor to go and actually give her a peaceful burial.
Probably not, which would end up just killing him. Because Sadako's not something you can defeat normally, like Michael or Pyramid Head. It is literally just, you don't do this, you're fucking dead. It's not like I come
Yeah,
after you and kill you, I kill you. Just kind of plain and simple.
I wonder if that then also stops regenerations.
Who knows, honestly?
Yeah.
It's a Time Lord, who knows? Who knows?
I feel like we could take off 1 point for Sylvester McCoy. 'Cause
No, I
I
gotta go all
realized
the
that.
way back, you cunt. Alright, no. Blank. Alrighty, give you one fucking point. Funny that.
Versus Sadako. Anyways, back to where we were.
Right. Okay. Alright, again.
Other.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Demogorgon. Again, I don't. Kind of like similar to Bubba. I don't think Paul McGann's really quick enough on his feet to not avoid getting mauled.
Yeah.
Feel like that might be in the bag. Michael, this doctor. I can't. I'm trying to remember the film plot. It's
I
really
feel like
dicey.
didn't he trap the master in the Eye of Harmony?
That's what. Yeah, that's what happened. I was trying to remember. I just remember it involved the Master and the Eye of Harmony.
Do you think if at this point he can use that against Michael?
That's possible. I don't know. Michael's a little more intelligent per se, and I mean, again, if you could trap the Eye of Harmony, I mean, really, how the hell are you gonna come out of that?
Yeah. Well, of course, Master got out of that, but that doesn't really matter.
Oh, it's the Master. He's smart as hell, and he's a Time Lord himself.
Yeah.
I think Michael would just be stuck in there.
Yeah, so Michael would probably escape, so he'll be incapacitated.
The first actual win. Funny that. Nemesis. Feel like kind of similar to Demogorgon. I don't think Paul McGann's quick on his feet enough.
Yeah, and I feel like
He's not very mentally like settled to deal with something like Nemesis.
I think there's not really any way he can incapacitate him. I mean, he could use the Eye of Harmony again. But I don't know how well that would go because it'd be a lot harder to trap Nemesis than Michael because Michael's a little bit more slow paced.
Michael is very easy to trap, honestly. Laurie was able to in the basement.
Yeah.
Wesker. I think this one's on Wesker. The thing with McGann is like this is a way more chill, laid back doctor. This is very similar to say like a younger version of Hartnell, honestly. Like this doctor's not very tactical. He's not a doctor that's got a lot of foresight. He's intelligent, sure, but like he's a very laid back, kind of chill doctor.
Yeah. And also, even if he has an hour to prepare and weakens Wesker would still probably be able to overpower
Yeah.
Paul again.
Now here's a funny little thing. So Paul McGann actually has quite a bit of baggage, like, but I don't know if he'd be able to be willing to give it up. I mean, he gave up his entire regeneration to become the War Doctor. So
Yeah. He probably, but the thing is, what does he have to kind of kill?
the fact that he is not participating in a war he probably should participate in, like that whole baggage, that whole conflict inside of him with the Time War.
Yeah, that is true. That's probably the most thing he would probably think about. And maybe if Luxie takes advantage of that, it may force him to regenerate sooner.
Which I guess would count as facing his shit, which would be the same way defeating as Colin and James did.
Yeah, but then again, at the same time, he's technically regenerated, which means he technically died.
Yes, technically.
Yeah.
I feel like we can give this to Doctor.
Okay. Yeah.
Mordio? I mean, I just don't think the Doctor's quick on his feet.
Yeah. I feel like this one will be easier to learn the trap, but at the same time, this one's slower than most of the other ones. It's not as energetic as the other doctors.
Yeah. Look, see, kind of a similar deal. The Doctor is a little bit of this Doctor has quite a bit of baggage. I'm not sure if he would be able to get rid of it per se, because that's the whole deal with Looksee is, and kind of like similar to Davison. I'm not sure if this Doctor would be able to get rid of it, because especially for quite a long time he refuses to face the fact that he has to participate in the Time War, and he outright runs away from it. So I'm not sure if he. I mean, he does eventually do it, but I don't really think he did it by choice per se.
He just knew he had to do it, and he knew he had to get into the war at some point, and he couldn't avoid it anymore.
So like, I really don't know if Paul McGann would be able to face something like the Looksee and get past it.
Like, unlike Pyramid, it'll be like more. It'll be depending on where he is and what.
Pyramid would see the Doctor forcing himself to regenerate and consider that good enough as facing it. Looksee, though, would probably be a little more demanding.
Yeah.
I feel like Looksee might have this one. What do you say?
The only other thing is, if it's not the war, what's the most sentimental thing that he has, the Eighth Doctor has?
That's kind of the weird thing with this Doctor. He hasn't got much going for him.
Yeah, actually, wait, didn't he? Wasn't he the one that tried to stop Susan from? No, that's the War Doctor. The War Doctor's the one that tried to stop Susan from doing the Time War. Or was it Paul again? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I need to listen to this man's audios. Haven't gotten to.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get a hold of Doctor Who audios, especially in the US.
All right. Should we give this to Looksee or the Doctor?
I'd say give it to Looksee. It might be a little more demanding.
As for these two, I just solved the fucking cube. Like,
even in future incarnations, the Doctor would just be able to banish Cenobite without the cube.
yeah, these two really aren't getting anywhere, are they?
No.
All right. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What? Hold on. Wait. Oh boy. All right, because Freddy and Bubba. You shits. You little shits. We're supposed to be going forwards, not backwards. Do white. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Do a gray. Gray. Oh, what the? Yeah. Okay.
I don't think that's the right color.
All right, Christopher Eccleston. This is gonna be fun. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening.
Christopher Eccleston's companion, Rose Tyler, She may not be.
That's also not gonna help much. Like, come on.
I feel like he would just be able to get through this even without a companion.
I'm gonna be honest. I honestly don't care for any of the modern Doctor's companions because they're all just present day average Joe motherfuckers. At least a lot of them.
Yeah. I like the Rose Tyler. She kind of grows a lot.
Yeah, like, I don't really know if it's enough. Not to mention in like a couple seasons.
Yeah, and I mean to be fair, she does get trapped in another dimension. Comes back with a laser gun and from the other dimension of this.
All right, let's just get to the killer that you think Christopher is gonna have some trouble with. Um, honestly, Sadako. Hang on.
Sadako? Yeah.
This is a very traumatized doctor. This is a very kind of runaway doctor. This is not a doctor that's ready to face anything.
Yeah, kind of coward.
Yeah, this is a very cowardice doctor.
He doesn't want to make this mistake again of just killing this entire race.
Yeah, this is a, yeah. I'm not. I feel like Sadako might be able to play with him a little. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, well, Sylvester, where Sylvester would like literally just not bother with Sadako at all, which would be his demise. Would Christopher? I feel like Christopher would out of curiosity.
Yeah, he would investigate it.
Yeah.
And plus, with Sadako, he has a lot more time than the prepared time.
Yeah. Demo. This is just a very tactical doctor. I mean, not saying again, none of these doctors can go toe to toe with this fucker, but still, this is a doctor that can probably do something.
Yeah, this is where he starts becoming really good at flying the TARDIS.
Michael. I don't know. The problem with Michael is like, see, here's the thing with Michael. Sure, the Doctor's defeated fucking gods and entire species, but at the same time, that's not necessarily by his hand, if you know what I mean. It's not like Laurie Strode, where she grabbed a gun and fucking shot him in the head multiple times. Like,
No, that's physical.
if you were to give the Doctor a weapon and put him up with against Michael Myers, the Doctor would fucking die. Like, and in my opinion, every single one of them would. The Doctor has to defeat him through different means. The problem with that, though, is there's not many ways you can, because, like, again, Pyramid Head's a purely supernatural being. There's other means of defeating him, or be ridding of him. Michael, no, that's not the case.
I feel like the future Doctors, they could probably hack Michael, but if they were just given a weapon and just, like, told them to fight Michael, no.
Especially because Christopher Eccleston is very cowardice. Like, he would not at all.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell it's happening.
Yeah, he was literally about to let himself die and thousands of humans die because he couldn't kill the Daleks.
Yeah. Nemesis. This is the Doctor that would be ready for Nemesis. I just don't know if he'd be able to really do anything.
You'd be able to probably manufacture something, but I don't know if you'd be able to go through it. But then again, Umbrella made it very intelligent, so would he cowered out of trying to kill Nemesis? That's the thing.
Well, it's not like this Doctor is a complete coward. He does. I'm in the one season, and I'm pretty sure there are moments where this Doctor does have that very very, very like stone cold moments.
Specifically episode 6 of the Dalek.
Yeah, like he's not a complete coward. I mean, I think the Doctor might be able to suck it up enough to deal with the Nemesis.
Yeah, he would have the potential to be able to do it, especially since he's already gone through the moment. So.
Yeah, Wesker. I don't even know.
This one's, it's kind of hard to think of this one.
Doctor's more intelligent. I guess Wesker's a little more agile, but this Doctor's got more than Davison in terms of agility. This Doctor's very mobile.
Yeah.
It's
And his
quite,
knowledge of a lot of things has expanded ever since Classic 2.
especially with the War Doctor shit.
He's also probably on military and like combat and like 1v1 combat. He's more experienced than any other doctor because he's been in the
It's
war.
so weird to think of a doctor as like a combat related thing. It's something that I've always wanted to see from the doctor, in my personal opinion, but you just don't see very often. You just don't see that a lot.
At least on screen, the only thing we really get is like audios and.
I don't know about you, but I'm honestly sick and tired of the doctor running around going, "I absolutely refuse to use a weapon." Look, I'm not asking for the doctor to run around with a gun on his fucking hip, but at the same time, I'm sick and tired of the doctor trying to think of another way just because he doesn't want to use a weapon. Something that
There's a
I'm
few.
like, we're getting to the point where the doctor is not that much of a naive, like, innocent person. The doctor's very scarred at this point.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, in the future, well, not counting David Tennant since he did use a gun, but he didn't use it to kill anybody.
Like Capaldi, for I could honestly see Capaldi like sucking it up for the intents of saving someone to use a weapon.
He did.
Yeah. He did actually. He did.
Yeah, he killed the general to save Clara.
And I can maybe see Matt Smith doing it in a pinch, although he'd probably deeply regret it later. Like, I can see Matt Smith doing that in a pinch, but like,
Matt Smith's kind of regretting. He's trying to forget everything that happened.
yeah. Anyway, Eccleston with Wesker. Oh no.
Okay, I would say one thing. Since it's past the Time War, all the doctors would have at least enough knowledge on 1v1 combat and military experience that they'd be probably on the same level of knowledge as Chris. So they might have the ability to survive long enough against Wesker to be able to defeat Wesker.
I think Eccleston's fine.
Yeah, and with other knowledge of other doctors being able to defeat him, you can probably use the same formula here and using Ouroboros to against himself.
I'm also just gonna give the point to Luxie and Pyramid Head because not only do these two both have a lot to feed off of this doctor, this is not a doctor that's going to face off anything. This is a doctor that's going to try and run from these two, and obviously he's going to die. He's not going to be able to face either one of them.
Yeah.
He is not ready. He is not ready to face anything from his past. He is not ready to give anything up. He's not ready to let it go. This is not a doctor that's able to do that right now. Like, this doctor's, in my opinion at least, this doctor's going to die to these two.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Okay, now
12. Alright. Not bad. I like how we have like the small little spike of going down, and then we go back to, and then we get these huge jumps and up.
yeah, it does make sense though, since some of the doctors are just gonna be less capable than other ones because their way of thinking or their way of lifestyle.
Yeah. Okay. All right, buddy boy. It's this boy's turn. It's the boy. Alright. Let's just, these motherfuckers. Just no, fucking. What companion do you want to give this doctor? Not that he needs one, but, for the hell of it.
Well, his was Tyler, his Monica Jones, his Captain Jack. He has. I forgot Nine also had Captain Jack.
Oh, does he? That's funny. Forgot about that.
I'll just say that since they're companions of, or originally companions of the Night Hunter, I won't give those ones to 10, so I'll give him Donna.
Alright.
I give him Donna. This is like endgame kind of.
Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna skip down to Michael, huh?
Yeah.
Do you think 10's got what it takes for the Michael Merrills? So far, only one doctor has.
Yeah, the only thing I'm complicating is Time Lord Victorious. Do we count that? Do we want to count that, or do you want to go normal on screen Lieutenant?
Tamara Victorious. I'm trying to remember what that was again.
Let's just say, in Time of Victorious, he gets the command of a fleet. He tries to eliminate one, like another species, and the things that took to stop him was a fleet of Daleks, the Eighth and Ninth Doctor joining forces to stop David Tennant. And even when they eliminated his fleet, he was still able to combat those Doctors and that fleet of Daleks.
I think we'll leave that alone.
Yeah.
We go into audios and comics when the Doctor doesn't have enough of the show, so 8 and 9. Otherwise, we're fine. We'll just go off of 10. Just run.
Yeah, especially since that one technically happened in alternate universe.
Oh, that's funny. Doctor Who logic for you.
Yep. There's also another timeline where he became Time Lord Victorious and became a tyrant and ruled the entire universe.
That's also funny. I don't know. I feel like Tennant might actually have it against Myers.
I'm trying to think. He's the one that went against most of the modern villains. He's also won against most of them. He's won against the Silence in the Library. He's trying to think of like one specifically kind of like Michael that would kind of like make it really relatively easy. He's also gotten very dark moments.
I mean, okay, I'll just kind of make this simpler. Think of a killer that might actually put up a fight against Tennant. Like, let's be real here for a second.
I feel like the only one that would give him mid difficulty in this point is Pyramid Head.
Yeah, I guess. But this Doctor's got a lot to face. And isn't Tennant when he starts to face some of this crap? Or is this kind of Matt Smith? Is Tennant still running from all of his shit?
He's kind of facing off against it a little bit. But, ow.
I think it's mostly Matt Smith, isn't it?
But at the same time, David Tennant's been facing off against his stuff as well. He's seen a darker, he's still regretting his ways, but he's also becoming a lot darker than most of the other Doctors.
Yeah.
Well, he's getting on levels of 7, basically.
Okay, I'll just ask you this then. Do you think any of the killers have a chance?
Not really.
Fair. Alright, that's all 15, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, yeah, 15.
This Doctor's a weird time in his history. He still has the trauma experiences and stuff like that.
He would just be able to push through it all. He'd come out of a battle scarred and fucking horrible, but he'd do it.
Yep, and this is also the incarnation of the Doctor that stopped the devil.
Oh yeah, I love that. I keep forgetting about that. Funny that be. All right, Smith, another Doctor I really don't know much about. Like this and McCoy are kind of like my two least known Doctors. I guess we'll just do the same thing we did with Matt Smith. Name a Doctor that, or name a killer that has a chance against Smith. Doesn't Smith just do like similar shit to Tennant and just kind of like on steroids? Like, I mean, he does defeat a literal that thing that the speech. I'm trying to remember what it was. Yeah, like I honestly feel like 10th, 12th, or Tennant, Smith, and Capaldi are just an easy dub for every killer. This is when we're getting to like Cheryl Mason, Ash Williams territory. Killers that seriously just, or Doctors that seriously just are.
Yeah, at this point, just think of Cheryl Mason for sure.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna, honestly, I can't see a scenario where any of these guys have got a chance against these fuckers. One of these nights we can maybe do original killer. I feel like there might be 1 or 2 original killers that can stand a chance, especially against some of the other Doctors. But like,
yeah, there's no 3s just kind of defeat everything.
Yeah, these fuckers just kind of be rid of everything. This is nice.
They still have traumatic moments, but they still are able to get past it and face it.
Yeah. This is nice. This was nice. This was very stupid, though. So lowest ranking is Hartnell, obviously. So the lowest three is Hartnell, Paul McGann, and Davison. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Surprised Troutman.
What's up?
Surprised Troutman got so high. I like Troutman, but I felt like he would be a little low.
Eh. If I really had to pick between which one of these two were to get the higher point, Davison or Troutman, I'd personally go with Troutman. Because Davison's whole weakness was just his temperamental emotions.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that Troutman didn't really have much of. The closest he had was his connection with Jamie.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for partaking on this with me. This was very stupid. This is also very fun. This was oddly fun. It's 2:15. I'm just gonna casually stop